As a wellness practitioner, I am often asked, how do you manage grief? It is a question that I've hesitated to answer in depth until now. I recently lost my uncle, who had been my father figure my entire life, and something about the experience told me it was time to share how I grieve, to mourn out loud, that it no longer has to be this private experience, because to some extent we're all grieving all the time, collectively and alone. So I made this video a day after I found out that he passed, and it is literally me practicing, doing my best to hydrate my body, give it the nourishment that it needs. Not really because I want to, if I'm being completely honest. More because I'm wired. I've created routine, utilizing plant medicine to help me with the overwhelming feeling of grief that was flooding my body. It's not easy to manage grief, and I think sometimes we assume that all wellness practitioners just have it together, but we often forget we are human, and we are feeling these emotions in ways that we can't even describe. So I use things like journaling, sitting in my feelings, letting them come up, writing down what I feel, allowing myself the space to process, no longer running from my tears or my anger or my sadness, witnessing that right now it has a home in my body, and it doesn't have to be forever, even though it feels like it'll never go away. It's a part of life. I wish I could say there's some magical way to brush past these feelings, but I'm kind of grateful to have the wisdom to know that that is not what you want to do. To feel through it is to know you're alive. It's to know that you cared, that you tried, that you had courage. And sometimes all you need is to breathe. To trust that your body knows what it needs. So I sat in some sunlight because I knew I needed it. I began tapping because it's one of the easiest ways to process really big emotions, and I had been feeling big emotions all day. Allowing myself to release the energy through yawning and just being present, listening to music that soothes me, allowing my body to guide me on what it needed. It felt so good, even though I felt so incredibly sad. I think that's the duality of life, right? And I've recently been on a gym kick because I was already feeling so sad earlier this year, and working out helps me with those feel-good chemicals, gets my body moving, gets me out the house, because I would just stay there, if I'm being honest. And then eating. Honestly, my diet fluctuates. The day before, I ate nothing, and today I ate everything. And allowing my body to get what it needs. It's such an intuitive process. Trusting that I'm going to be okay, even if I don't know when. And grief is not going to overrun me, but we're going to find some common ground together.